Is there a vicious cycle in TEFL when it comes to money? And if there is, what can we do about it? Hi, I'm Nicola and I run a website and courses called The Chilled Investor. I'm an ex-TEFL teacher and materials writer, and once I sorted my own finances out, the natural thing for me to do was to teach other people how to do it too. And part of that goal is to break the cycle of financial ignorance in TEFL. Because maybe what we need to do is change the acronym TEFL to mean the end of financial limitations. Here's what I think the cycle is. We all come into ELT with excitement, enthusiasm. We become TEFL teachers quite often because we want to travel, have adventures, live a different kind of lifestyle in other countries, learn other languages. Of course, not everybody comes in with exactly those goals, but I think it's safe to say that we all come in fairly naive about how much money we're going to earn. And we don't care because we're enjoying the new challenge of teaching, the new freedom that we've got to go to other places to teach. And we're living this kind of adventurous lifestyle. And then at some point, some of us get out, which, by the way, is what I recommend to people who are coming into TEFL. I always say, if you want to have a pension, retirement, sick pay, holiday pay, and some kind of financial stability from your career, then do TEFL for 2 years and then do something else. But a lot of us stay in, like I did. And maybe we start taking our teaching more seriously. We might do qualifications like the Delta. I chose a Masters in ELT, but it all starts to become a bit more serious. Maybe we're trying to settle in one place, and then we're at a further stage on in the cycle where we kind of become career TEFL teachers. And some of us go on to train other teachers. Maybe we teach on CELTA or TEFL courses, maybe we're doing input sessions, maybe we're going to conferences, but we're perpetuating the idea that this is a career that you can take seriously. And I think somewhere along that is the unspoken assumption that you will make more money, that this is stable, that this is something that you can rely on. Now, I think what we're doing, therefore, is allowing that cycle to continue, because now more people come into TEFL at the beginning of the cycle, and then they stay in it for a little while, and then they stay in it for longer. And at no point in any of these stages do you really earn very much money. And then you might help other people stay in the industry by training them or get into the industry, and the cycle just continues. And no one's earning any money at this point, or at this point, or at this point. So what can we do to break this cycle of financial ignorance in TEFL? What can we do to stop people getting to the situation where they are in their 70s working 6 days a week in summer school? I have met teachers like that who are unable to retire. I worked a couple of years ago with somebody who was 76. He was working at summer school and he definitely did not want to be there, but he had to be because he was only getting £200 a month from the UK from his state pension. And that, by the way, is not a full UK state pension because he didn't know that he could have been contributing to it and making it up. And he didn't have a pension in the country where he was living, which was Portugal, either, because why? He'd been teaching 0 hours contracts and under the table earning cash in hand like many of us do, not realising that this is going to limit us when we come to retirement. What can we do to break the cycle of financial limitations in TEFL? Well, I think we are educators, and what we can do is educate ourselves and then educate other people. One of the things that you can start with is just by learning what is the deal with state pensions in the countries where you're from, what you're entitled to, how you can contribute, and the countries where you've been living. Learn about that, and you've got one pillar towards your retirement and your financial stability. Next, you can learn about private pensions. What do they add? What do you need to do? Which are the good products? And you'll start to realise that all the banks offer private pensions. And then the next thing that you need to learn is maybe don't go with your bank, because why? They've probably got very high fees. The importance of fees is something else you can learn. You're really looking for something that is 0.5% or lower. Otherwise, it'll erode thousands out of your final pension pot. After that, you might learn about just general investing outside of pensions. What can you do with money to grow more money? And then you'll realise that all of this stuff relies on understanding the stock market, which is not actually that difficult or complex. Pensions are invested in the stock market. So the stock market is not something to be afraid of. It's not super risky once you understand it. It doesn't mean choosing individual companies. Learn that. And now you're starting to have a full toolbox to be able to end financial limitations in TEFL. And once you understand that stuff yourself, this is the kind of stuff I teach on my courses. I sorted my own finances out, slowly started teaching myself about this stuff, And as educators, then what we can do is educate other people. Educate people in your school. If you're running training courses, you can talk about this stuff. You can just have it be an open conversation in staff rooms or in Facebook groups, so that this is knowledge that everybody starts to have. And I think that we are perfectly suited to changing this in our industry because we are educators, and all of this is really just about learning about something that you didn't know about before and then applying it in your life. Just like we help our students with. The amount of students that I have taught English to in my TEFL career, where the aim for them was to improve their job prospects and earn more money. But there was I just carrying on earning the same really not sustainable income. But now I know how to invest my money, I know how to save, I know how to put money to work, and my financial future looks quite secure. I've changed all of this in 3 years. So as educators, I know that we are good at learning and we are good at teaching other people. So if we all learn a little bit now, then we can all start passing that knowledge on to people who come after us.